So how do you turn failure into success? Watch this entire video to find out. Have you ever tried to achieve a goal and you didn't achieve the goal? Do you remember that feeling you had? It didn't feel good, right? Maybe you felt disappointed. So many times when people try to achieve their goals, they have a negative emotion attached to it. And I can relate. I remember when I launched my coaching business. I was a brand new coach. This is like 20 years ago. And as I start my coaching business, all of our coaching business was run online, and I put up a website and I thought, man, I'm going to be so successful. I got all excited. I thought I'm going to get all these appointments and start coaching people. As it turns out, I put up my website and I sent 1,000 people to the website and nobody signed up. I had zero amount. So I felt really frustrated, very disappointed to say the least. And that little voice inside my head said, you know what, maybe you should just give up. Maybe you don't need to do this. Fortunately for me, I had took some training on how to overcome failure, so I dealt with it quite well. I'm going to teach you how to deal with it. You see, when we look at the formula for success, you got to know your goal, right? You got to have a strategy on how to achieve your goal, and you got to take massive action. But two things can happen after you take action. Either you get success or you get failure, right? And how you deal with failure is going to determine how much success you get in life. And there are three ways to deal with failure. The first type of person is the person who said, I tried, it didn't work, and they just give up. And as a result, they start making excuses why they cannot achieve their goal. And they don't want to put another attempt. They just give up. And the reason they give up is because they get stuck in a negative emotion. You know, they feel disappointed, for example. That's why they don't want to try again. It's just, they don't feel like it. That's why the ability to change how you feel is the most important skill you'll ever learn. You never want to look at failure from a negative emotion. You know, never think about failure from a negative emotion. You got to think about it from a beautiful state. But the number two person, they don't want to give up. So they say, you know what? If you don't succeed at first, try again. So they try again. You know, everybody believes this. If you don't succeed at first, try again. If that don't work, what do? Try again and again and again. And if you keep trying again and again, what will eventually happen? You may be tempted to say you'll eventually achieve your goal. That's not true. Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you know, that's one definition of called insanity, right? It's crazy. You can't keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. So which brings us to the third way to deal with failure, which is the secret way, which is that the number one thing you have to understand is that successful people, they don't see failure. They see it as feedback. So you can cross out failure and put the word feedback. So in NLP, for example, we say there is no failure, only feedback. And the key to all this, the key to success to all this is flexibility. Successful people have enough flexibility to notice what's working, notice what's not working. If it's not working, then change their approach and keep changing your approach until you get what you want. But you got to know how to be flexible, which means you got to go back to learn from it. So when I fail, I do a couple of things. Number one, I make sure I'm in a beautiful state, right? Number two, I will ask the feedback questions like, what can I learn? And we look at the past, we look at the future, but the past first. What can I learn from the past? If it didn't work, there's a reason why it didn't work. There's a cause. I didn't do something right, so I need to change that. And what am I going to do differently going forward in the future, right? So learn from the past and change the future with a new plan, a new strategy. And number three, I will double my effort, right? If I didn't get it, I'm going to double my effort and I'm going to go all in. So the ability to do those three things, like number one, live in a beautiful state. Number two, be logical about it. Make a logical learning experience so you can change your approach on the next time and double your efforts. It's going to make a big difference how you deal with failure. And by doing that, having enough flexibility, notice what's working, notice what's not working, and change your approach until you get what you want. That is the key to success. So share this video, because when you're sharing this video, you're not just sharing a video, but you're helping somebody else to overcome failure in their life and become more successful. So go ahead and share this video now.